What's going on, YouTube? We got another unboxing for you today. Today we're unboxing Monopoly Pokemon. Now, before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know, for those of you that haven't been following the channel or haven't seen my last Monopoly unboxing video, I used to collect Monopolies. That was the game that I grew up with as a kid. I have fond memories with my grandparents and family playing Monopoly. But over the years, I kind of stopped collecting, like, just basically reprints of Monopoly. Like, you know how there's some that all they do is just, you know, change the names, but it's the exact same game. Nothing changes as far as gameplay. The only thing that changes is, like, the aesthetics of it, how it looks. I kind of got away from that. I still have some that, of course, I like The Office, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. But basically, what I started doing with Monopolies, I've only been collecting Monopolies that change the way you play the game. There's still that core of Monopoly, which is pretty much the board. That's what they keep for most of it. But like what you do on the board, the spaces, you know, the extra stuff, that's all different. The gameplay is different than just regular Monopoly. Yes, there's still a core aspect of it as far as the properties and trading stuff and buying stuff for some of the games. I'm not going to say all of them. All of them have different rules. But basically, I've stuck to collecting pretty much those that I like and that have that change where it plays differently. So in this case, Pokemon, you're going to see, I'm going to show you the changes in here to the regular gameplay. So this is going to be more than an unboxing. This is kind of going to be an instructional on a little bit of how to play and how it's different than just regular Monopoly. Now, I did that before with the Monopoly Fortnite Flip Edition that I did an unboxing of. Monopoly has been doing great with these. I think it started with Monopoly Gamer, which did Mario, and then they had Mario Kart. They've done Sonic. They've done Fortnite. This is the first that I've seen of Pokemon, where the actual, you know, it's kind of like its own game and Monopoly kind of smushed together to create something that is, to me, a lot of people are going to be familiar with it because it has that core of Monopoly, but then you just sprinkle on the extra stuff that changes the way you play the game to match the theme, which in this case, Pokemon, you're trying to catch all the wild Pokemon, right? So, you know, the way you play, the way you win is different. So let's take a look. First, we have these awesome pieces. We have the rule book. Monopoly has been so good as far as explaining the rules and everything on how to play. I mean, that's the great thing about these themes is that Monopoly is such a universal game now where the majority of people know how to play Monopoly. I'm not going to say everybody does. But then you also can, you know, you learn just, you know, there's the way they do it is you can learn just like the new stuff, you know. And then they'll even highlight, like, okay, this is what you do in this case. And, you know, so the rule book, the Monopoly has always done real good with it. Very few editions that I've seen where they don't explain everything. But anyways, in this case, I mean, I love how they have an organizational tray with a cover. How awesome is that? Look at that. So you got the 4 starter Pokemons from this generation anyways. And then you have the 2 dice. You have the numbered dice with the pips. I don't think there's anything special on this die as far as like icons or anything. It's just a regular red dice. And then this one is a blank dice that you put stickers on, which, let's look for the stickers real quick. Right here. So we have these stickers that you put on the dice. 3 of them are going to be Pokeballs, 3 X's, which is nothing. And then we have the actual pieces, tokens that you move on the board. So this is going to be a 4-player game. That's pretty across the board how many players you can play with on these special Monopoly editions where they change the rules. Usually it's 4. I know with Monopoly, regular Monopoly, you can play more people, I think. But yeah. And last we have Pikachu giving a little wink. Okay. Very nice, colorful sculpts. They're not hard plastic. They're like a soft plastic, so I wouldn't worry about them like breaking or anything. Pretty nice, very nice quality, especially from Hasbro. So we got the tray in here. The Pokemon balls are gonna be in here, which you'll see all the cutouts for it, and then all the regular Pokemon that you're gonna find, which are tokens, and these are the tokens. So there's going to be different types of Pokemon. So we got rock Pokemon, ice Pokemon, I guess psychic Pokemon, fighting Pokemon, fire, electric, grass, and water. And yes, I love Pokemon. For those of you that don't know that about me, I've been collecting Pokemon cards since the beginning, 1996. So, yeah, 95 or 96. I want to say it's 96. But yeah. So, anytime that a Pokemon... That's the thing. With Pokemon, very few board games... Oops. My bad. Very few board games have come out with Monopoly. With Pokemon. Probably the most famous ones are the Master Trainer... boxes from back in the day. They had one when the original came out, like around 98. I want to say it was published around there, maybe 98, 97. And then they had an update to that, Master Trainer 2, which was, I want to say around 2000, 2001 that they came out with that one. And those were like brutal games. Those were very old school games but I mean, it was Pokemon. I mean, you were going around trying to catch as many as you could, battling trainers. The only thing about that is that the trading aspect was kind of, you were forced to trade even if you didn't want to. So that was one of the things that was not good about those games, compared to but you know what's funny is that they really haven't been any Pokemon games since then, like board games. And that's a shame, man, because Pokemon is such a big IP. There has been, thematic, they've come out with other Monopolies that are Pokemon. But like I said, those are just reskins of the same game Monopoly as always. This is, the first one that I've seen from Monopoly that changes how it plays. And then there's, a Pokemon Splendor. I have those. Those were, Korean based games where it was only available in Korea. I got Splendor Pokemon, and then there was the Point Solid, which was like an evolution spinoff. Which again, those are just, Pokemon. Now the Pokemon Splendor, I'll give it that. They did change the rules for that to include, to make it thematic, evolutions in the game. So that was pretty cool. But as far as an actual Pokemon board game, there has not been anything. No big companies have even gone after or tried to touch something Pokemon related. And man, I think that's an untapped market that would be amazing. Could you imagine something like Awakened Realms or Simon getting their hands on Pokemon and doing a Pokemon board game like the Master Trainer? But I mean, better, so much better. I mean, that would be amazing. And having little figures of look how many figures Simon does already in a game, like Zombicide or something. I mean, you could easily put 100, even if you keep it with just the original 151. Dude, that'd be amazing. But anyways, that's me ranting. Because I love Pokemon, I love board games. So here we have all the properties. So right now I'll explain how these work and how to set them up and stuff. Whenever I play Monopoly, I like to set the properties right next to the board, where they go, right next to the actual property. just so that way everybody can see what's left on the field and stuff. So here we have the challenge cards. And some blank cards. Okay. So you can, in this game, you can challenge other players. Just like, you know, Pokemon. And you have adventure cards. So these replace the chance and community chest cards. What they do, it's going to be different. But they're going to let you do some stuff. Move places. You see, trade. You still have to go to jail. Move to a fighting space. Get out of jail free. So you still have those cards. And then here you have reference cards. So on your turn, when you land on a property, you can choose to explore it or battle the person that owns it. If it's owned by someone else, you would pay that person to explore, or you can battle them. If you win the battle, you don't have to pay them. You know, that's something that's changed from Monopoly, you know. But yeah, so that's the reference cards. I love how they include these. They need to include as many reference cards as there are players. My personal opinion, with every single board game, if you have a reference card or a reference sheet or something, player aid, include one for every single player. Okay, we have the punch outs. So you see, these are the different Pokemon that I showed you earlier for each type. And then here we have the boards. And you have to get one of each. That's one of the winning conditions. That's one way to win, is if you get one of every single type, then you win the game. So we have the 4 player tokens or players. Quacksleeve, Fuecoco, Pikachu, and how do you say this last one? Moxley or... No, sorry. Sprigatito. I don't know why I confused Quaxley. Pikachu. Okay. And so yeah, you punch these out. And you put them in a nice little container that they provide for you. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at the board real quick. Awesome Pokemon board. It's one of the smaller versions, where there's only 2 properties and then something in between. If you've been following this type of, you've been getting these type of Pokemon or Monopoly games, that's pretty much what they are, especially with the kids, the kid-era version, like the Mario, Sonic. They tend to do that, so they made a smaller board. Makes it faster, makes it play way faster. So yeah. Do they still have locations? These are the expensive ones. Beach and river, the water Pokemon. I don't know why they're water. My guess is that just because it's blue. And they have to match the colors as the regular Monopoly. That's my theory. So, yeah. That is Monopoly Pokemon. So, let me show you guys real quick how you play. What's different. Alright, so you would roll the dice. Okay. You roll the dice to move. You move as many spaces. And then, you know, the adventure card, you grab the adventure card. Let's say you land on a property. Okay. Same thing as Monopoly, where you have to buy it. In this case, you have to buy it. You don't have an option to pass. Everyone starts off with 20 of these Pokeballs. So everyone has money to start off the bat. So you buy it, and then you can spend that much to explore. When you choose to explore, so let's take a look at that one. You're going to get this card. Like I said, I like to leave them here. right next, so that way when people land, they can see that it's still there and they can buy it and take it. But the exploration cost is 1. If you own it, it costs nothing to explore. Okay. If someone else owns it, you're gonna have to pay that much to explore. Okay. This is the type of Pokemon that you can catch there. So you're gonna have a pile of tokens right here. So let me show you real quick. So you'll have a bunch of these rock Pokemon, because these are the rock ones, right? You're gonna have it here in the middle. That's what the instructions show. You're gonna have it here in the middle. And so basically, if you choose to explore, if you own it, you don't have to pay anything. If you don't, you have to pay the exploration cost. And then you're gonna take the white die that has these symbols, and you're gonna try to roll a Pokemon ball. If you roll a Pokemon ball, congratulations, you caught a Pokemon. So you get to take one of these tokens, doesn't matter which one, flip it over, and put it on the spot on your board for that type. So boom, you collected a rock Pokemon, right? And like I said, the goal is to fill up all these, or if you run out of Pokeballs, you're also eliminated. The Pokeballs kind of are like your money in this game. So if you run out of money, you're also eliminated. And the last person standing with Pokeballs wins. But for the most part, I feel like most people are going to win by collecting all of their Pokemon on their set. If you don't roll a Pokeball on your dice, if you roll an X, you can continue to try to roll, but every time you re-roll, you're going to have to pay a Pokemon token, or a Pokeball token. You're going to have to pay 1, right? So you pay another one you only have to pay 1 to re-roll. And let's say you roll another X, you can pay another one to re-roll. But remember, you only have so many of these, and if you ever run out, you're out of the game. So of course you're going to be getting some if people land on your property and want to explore. You're going to be getting some. If you get into a battle with someone on your property and they lose, they're going to have to pay you. And like I said, the higher property values have more, right? So you would get 5 Pokeballs right there. And then every time you collect, or you pass a goal, you collect 2 more. So it's really iffy if you want to try to spend this to re-roll. But if you really need that last Pokemon to win the game, possibly, of course, if you can, if you have it, spend it. But then, yeah, you just go around the board, you keep doing it. The classic rules are still in as far as the jail, going to jail, getting out, you have to pay a Pokeball or roll a 6. Everything, if you can't afford a place, then it goes to auction. That gets auctioned. I think the only thing that is different in this one as far as regular Monopoly, what you're used to, is that if you collect a set of properties, basically, if you battle someone, and like let's say I land here, right, and this person has this property and I choose to battle them and I win, I can take this property from them. Unless they have both sets of property, then these are locked. They can be stolen from a battle. But that's really the only benefit. Like normal Monopoly, once you have all of the colors of a type, then usually you can charge double for that stuff. And no, that's not the case here. The only thing that it does is it locks down the properties from being stolen. That's it. Or taken. Other than that, you can trade, you can do, you can sell back to the bank, you can do all kinds of stuff on your turn with other players. If you need to sell back to the bank to get Pokeballs, you can. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And like I said, the way you win the game is the first player to get all the Pokemon, or if you're the last player standing with Pokeballs still. And that's it. That is how you play Monopoly Pokemon. Sorry, don't have the box readily available, so we'll leave you with this image of Pikachu. And also when you battle, real quick, last thing, is you get +1 in battle for Pikachu, and then any other tokens that you have, you get +1, and you add it to your roll when you battle. Each player rolls the dice, adds up any points from here, and the highest one, and any cards that they might have from adventure or the challenge cards. And yeah, and you get highest number wins. So that is Pokemon Monopoly, I guess 2025 edition. You guys can like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Let me know what your favorite Pokemon is. Thank you.